Iden?
Moving right along.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Iden Sims, and I live on Pumpkin Lane. This afternoon, each of the members of the Clinton Town Board received an email sent by 4 people, me included, and I'm going to read it. It's quite brief. The subject line reads, "It is widely perceived that the Clinton Town Board consistently does a good job. It works effectively, efficiently, and fairly to ensure the town is well run with the goal of sustaining Clinton's natural beauty and country charm, making it an enjoyable place to live. Therefore, it is surprisingly out of character for the town board and the zoning enforcement officer to have failed to take any effective action regarding numerous complaints about barn sale signs illegally installed every weekend this summer on utility poles and on the town road sign post along Bull's Head Road that direct people to a house on Bull's Head Road. The town board and the ZO have received at least 6 complaints accompanied by photos of the offending signs. Below is an email that I received from the zoning enforcement officer, Don Smith, on July 25, 2017, and it reads, "The zoning code for signs, 250-70, allows the signs as a temporary use." That's his entire message. My email to the board, signed by other people, goes on. "This is incorrect, according to an email sent to ZO Smith by Deputy Town Supervisor Dean Michael on July 31st. And that reads, "Hi, Don. We are receiving many complaints about the signs on Bull's Head Road. As such, I drove by these signs and took pictures and a video. I felt while driving by as if I was driving to the south of the border, with many signs hung on utility poles, 20 in total, with many in a row from the Taconic to Milan Hollow Road. This is a clear violation of the following code." And in Dean's email to the ZO, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it specifies a different part of the code, 250-79, yard sales or other temporary sales. Sales should not last longer than 4 days. Sales should not be held more than twice in a calendar year. Sales should be conducted on the owner's property, and so on, and so on. All directional and advertising signs shall be freestanding and removed after completion of the sale. And Dean's email goes on to say, they are held, this is the email to the ZO, they are being held every weekend, more than twice a year. They are not freestanding, and they are held on utility poles without the permission from the town. All violations of code. I repeat that, all violations of code. This doesn't mention that I also feel they are unsightly and unappealing to the town. We need to move forward on this, as they have held more than 2 yard sales. They are done, in my opinion. I don't know what your conversation was last year, but they are testing the waters again. Thank you, Dean Michael." Now we go back to the email that the town board members received today. "Attached is a video taken along Bull's Head Road this past Sunday, showing every utility pole leading up to the house with the barn sale from the Taconic. There are more barn sale signs on utility poles along Bull's Head this past weekend than any time in the past. This raises disturbing questions. Does the ZO not know the applicable code? Does the ZO know the code but chooses not to enforce it? If so, why? Why hasn't the town board taken steps to ensure the ZO enforces the code and removes the barn sale signs that blight our beautiful community? Every weekend this summer, since the town board has been alerted to this offense repeatedly since June, has the ZO been instructed by anyone on the town board not, I repeat, not to enforce the applicable code? The summer is winding down. The people who put up those barn sale signs every weekend since June have willfully ignored the town code and flaunted this violation by adding more signs this past weekend. Please advise us of the actions the board will now take we asked earlier if it's going to be on the agenda of tonight's meeting. Similar flaunting of code in other nearby towns have been the focus of local news media attention. Thank you for your attention. This is signed by 4 people: Dr. Terry Gotthelf, Pumpkin Lane; Bill Costa, 9 Partners Road; Iden Sims, that's me, Pumpkin Lane; and Dave Toll on Schultzville Road.
Do we know?
Dean, you have any comments? You're the one that made the most definitive
Well, I would make
reply as to what.
Yeah, well,
what we could
I
do
would
or not do.
suggest that, obviously, this may rise to the level of an employee matter, and I would suggest that we have an executive session to discuss this. Probably won't be too long, but I would, rather than having an open forum discussion on an employee matter, I think maybe we should discuss it as an executive session.
I remember when you did this, when you talked about this, I basically thought it was handled.
Well, I did get an email
physically did
saying that
not-
he would take care of it,
I physically
so.
did not ride there, and I probably should have, but, yes. I agree.
One unrelated matter. I received an email on July 25th from Dana Smith. Dana Smith's title is Commissioner, Dutchess County Department of Emergency Response. This is a follow-up to 2 very well-attended meetings here at Town Hall. One was a community meeting to discuss the problems with the troubled East Clinton Fire District and other issues with the West Clinton Fire District. The second big meeting here was one that Dana Smith organized as part of Town Hall meetings to discuss issues related to revision of the system, the volunteer system, at least in terms of EMS 911 calls. And East Clinton and West Clinton have the second and third lowest response rate, or the highest inability to response rate out of 60-something fire districts in Dutchess County. That's all for $1 million a year of taxes. So this is an email I got from Dana Smith, the county commissioner. I was away and have not been by there lately, meaning ECFD, WCFD. I am trying to set up a meeting with the 2 departments and the town to address EMS. We will see how that goes. So today's what, the 8th of August, and I wonder, has there been any communication between the board and Dana Smith to keep this moving so that the public is better served?
The 2 fire commissioners have set up a meeting after the, Labor Day with Dana to further discuss this. They have also met together without Dana a week or 2 ago, I don't know the exact date, to try to see if there's a way of helping each other or whatever, providing better service.
I was told years, I've been in this community 20 years. I chose to live here. My family doesn't go back here to the time of the dinosaurs like many of my neighbors. I could have lived in many different communities. We chose to live here 20 years ago. I've heard stories repeatedly, going back a decade, of outreach attempts by the West Clinton Fire District Board and by the fire chief to the East Clinton Fire District, and the response has always been negative. Consistently, we don't need your help, and quote, thanks, we have it under control, unquote. So frankly, the community is not impressed that WCFD is reaching out yet again to the ECFD, and the email from Commissioner Dana Smith specifically mentions that he's involved the town. So I'm wondering if the town is involved, and if there's going to be any notice to the public.
Well, I mean, obviously, there's a fire commissioners meeting tomorrow, I believe.
No, wait, yes, tomorrow.
So, I mean, people should go to the meeting and voice those
Your
concerns.
concerns.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. What are we going to do?
So I had the suggestion to have an executive session. What does everybody think?
Agreed. Okay,
Once we close public session.
Right.
we got to do that first. Is that it? Anybody else talking? Okay. Get my script. I make a motion to return to regular order of business. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Now we do an exec session. Okay, I make a motion that the board goes into executive session to discuss a personnel matter.
Excuse me, Joel, don't leave, please. I've asked you to wait for me. Wait 1 minute, please. I'm sorry. I'm not.
No, not here.
I'm not.
We don't do it in front here.
I apologize.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. So, is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. We will, now, are we going to do any business to approve or disapprove something?
No, I think we just need to discuss something.
Okay, okay. So we will not come out and make any motions. We do have to come back in public to close the meeting, but we're not going to make any motions, so you don't have to sit around.
Okay.
Okay?
Will you just get me the time on that?